Liverpool have resumed full training at the AXA Training Centre in Kirkby this week as preparations intensify ahead of their next round of Premier League and European fixtures. Head coach Arne Slot oversaw a lively and competitive session that featured the return of several key players, including Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Ibrahima Konate, and Ryan Gravenberch. The atmosphere around Kirkby was described as energetic and focused, with players eager to impress as the team seeks to build momentum heading into a crucial stage of the season. One of the biggest talking points from the session was the return of Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian forward, who had been carefully managed following a demanding run of matches, looked sharp and motivated on his return. Club insiders report that Salah's physical condition has impressed the medical staff, while his leadership and professionalism continue to set the standard in training. Salah was heavily involved in attacking drills and short-space possession games, linking well with new signings Isak and Ekitike. Slot described him as a leader by example who pushes the standards for everyone around him. Alexander Isak also trained fully with the group after missing much of pre-season due to a minor injury. Slot confirmed that the Swedish striker is being eased back into full match fitness, but his technical sharpness and link-up play were immediately evident. Isak looked composed in finishing drills and showcased his ability to find space between defenders. Alongside him, Hugo Ekitike continued to impress the coaching staff with his energy and adaptability. The French forward has settled quickly into the squad, developing strong chemistry with Salah during small-sided games and showing a willingness to press from the front. Ekitike has said he welcomes competition and views Isak's arrival as motivation to improve further, a mindset that has pleased Slot and his staff. Konate and Gravenberch returned to action. Defensively, the return of Ibrahima Konate provided another major boost. The French center-back completed a full session without any setbacks after recovering from a muscle injury. His return gives Liverpool added depth in defense and allows Slot more tactical flexibility. Konate was paired with captain Virgil van Dijk during drills focused on aerial duels, line coordination and distribution from the back, with both looking comfortable and composed. Midfield, Ryan Gravenberch was also back in full training after a minor knock. The Dutch midfielder's energy and technical quality add balance to Liverpool's midfield, which has been heavily rotated in recent weeks. Gravenberch worked closely with Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai during tactical sessions centered on pressing triggers and quick transitions. Slot staff were reportedly pleased with his sharpness and determination to regain a starting spot. Alisson still sidelined. Goalkeeper Alisson Becker remains out with a hamstring injury and did not take part in training. Slot confirmed that the Brazilian is not yet ready to rejoin the squad and will miss at least another week of action. In his absence, Keemhin Kelleher continues to train as first-choice keeper and has been praised for his calm performances under pressure. Despite being sidelined, Alisson has stayed active around the team, providing guidance to younger goalkeepers and attending tactical briefings at Kirkby. Positive signs ahead. Overall, the tone of Liverpool's return to training was highly positive. With key players returning, new signings integrating well and strong internal competition, the group appears revitalized. Slot's sessions reportedly emphasized ball retention, quick transitions, and coordinated pressing, hallmarks of his tactical philosophy. The sight of Salah, Isak, and Ekitike combining in attack, supported by a reinforced defense led by Van Dijk and Konate, gives Liverpool supporters renewed optimism. As the squad regains full fitness and rhythm, the Reds look ready to enter the next phase of the campaign with confidence, depth, and a clear sense of direction under Arne Slot's leadership. Cracks behind the strong start. They opened the season with 5 straight Premier League wins, one analyst noted. On paper, that's an incredible start, but all of them featured late winners, maybe papering over some cracks. Even during that run, Slot himself admitted the team wasn't yet at its best. "We're winning, but not playing at our highest level yet," he said after several early victories, a realistic take given the integration of new players and tactical adjustments. As another pundit observed, "You can see the pattern Slot is implementing, pressing triggers, wide overloads, but it's not as slick as he wants. That will come with time." There has been scrutiny over Liverpool's midfield control and the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold, whose creativity has long been crucial to Mohamed Salah's output. "When Trent in the side, he turns on the tap for Salah," one pundit said. "His deep passing and overlapping runs give Mo freedom to roam and attack space, Without him, that supply line just isn't there. Analysts agreed that dominating midfield will be key to restoring Liverpool's rhythm. Last season, Szoboszlai, Mac Allister and Gravenberch were excellent. They controlled games and that allowed the fullbacks to push high and create. Right now, that control is missing.
They opened the season, you look at it on paper and it looks really strong. 5 Premier League wins in a row to begin the defence of the title, but all of them featured late winners from Liverpool. So in some ways, were the cracks that have now been exposed being papered over in those games?
I think that was the thing. I think even in those games, you were sort of going, yeah, they've got those late winners, but they're not at the very best. And I think they said that. I think Slot was very honest throughout the games. He was saying, yes, we're winning games, but we're not at our very best yet. And like I said, I just think that was always to be expected when you are bringing in new players. Other players have gone out. And like I say, when you're watching the games, you're seeing like patterns of play that they've clearly been working on in training, but it's maybe just not as slick as what they want it to be. That will come with time. So I've got absolutely no worry about Liverpool and those players that maybe we've highlighted coming good.
And there's lots of issues to look at, Tim. I mean, you can look at the fullback issue at the moment. There's something that's been highlighted a lot in recent weeks, the form of Mo Salah as well, which is well below what we've seen from him, particularly last season. And, of course, fitting in these new talented players as well. In terms of where his biggest problem is right now, where would you see it?
I think he's got to get back to basics in the midfield area and start dominating that way he did last year. I think Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, brilliant last season. They had real control of the football. When you've got control, he allows your fullbacks to then push forward, occupy the opposition's fullbacks and releases the wide players like Wirtz on the left-hand side, possibly. And obviously Mo Salah, who's been very quiet. The absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold is a huge blow for him. I mean, when Trent was at Liverpool, we were all obsessed with trying to find a thing what he couldn't do. And I think you got unfair criticism. Oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. Well, what he can do, he's one of the best passers
64
of the ball.
Premier League assists
Amazing.
Is what they're now missing.
Amazing.
And what Salah's now missing.
So he's turned the tap off behind Salah. Because when he got the ball and he had it in the deep area, Salah just took off. And not only that, when he burst forward, he occupied defenders, so Mo Salah could roam a little bit freer. He is a huge miss. I'm really surprised that Kirkers hasn't fitted in a little bit better because he's played for Bournemouth. He knows the Premier League inside out. I thought it'd be an easier transition.
If you don't dominate the midfield, you're not going to win football matches. And that three were as good as anybody last season in the country, and they steamrolled every team. Now they're letting in goals left, right and centre. Teams are running at them. I mean, Palace could have been 3, 4, 5 up the other week. It's not. This is no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it's not PSG. It's not PSG going through them like a knife through butter. This is Crystal Palace. So there's a lot to be done. They look at the positive. They're 1 point behind Arsenal. Yeah. The other way is, though, Arsenal have had an unbelievable start to the season. Hard start. They got some winnable games coming up.
And despite his questionable form at the moment, one thing we can say is Mo Salah, Sue, has an unbelievable record when it comes to playing against Manchester United. In terms of how they tap into the Salah we've seen in these clashes, the Salah we saw last season, what does Slot do now?
Well, I think, you look at what Mo Salah's done this season. I think he got sort of 3 goals, 3 assists. So actually, when you look at the numbers, you go, well, it's not actually that bad. But when you watch him, he isn't at his
not scored in open play since the opening day of the season.
No, he's not at his absolute best. But I think we all know that Mo Salah can produce those real moments, and we've seen glimpses of it. We've just not seen it again consistently. But that is down to not having Trent Alexander-Arnold, so he's not having that service, that supply line. Obviously, the centre forward next to him is different, so he's adapting to that. So Liverpool aren't as fluid as what they want to be. So as soon as they become fluid, as Slot wants them to be, of course, we're going to see Mo Salah back to his very best. But he'll know the unbelievable record he's got against Manchester United. And when there's a big game, we always know that the big players like Mo Salah will step up.
And he's 33 years of age now, Tim. He got that new contract eventually last season. Are you confident he'll get back to his best? Maybe not his very, very best, but his best.
100%. 100%.
You have no doubts at all.
We're talking about a consistent performer who's always churned out the numbers, whether it's assists or goals, and always stands up when he's needed to. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets a hat-trick tomorrow. It really wouldn't.